What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Sorry I haven't been posting. It's been pretty cold, and got some new mods. So like, we got some supermotos. I switch on and off between the dirts and the supermotos, but we got a torque controller instead of EBMX. Sorry, I was like just out riding, but my front brake is looking cooked. Bled the rear a couple days ago. It's pretty good. Not a couple days ago, maybe like a couple weeks ago. But I'm gonna be leading the front and showing you guys how to do it. So first, these are TRP-DHR-EVOs. So you can do it on any bike. I mean, I have them on my Suron. Everyone says, you know, OGB brakes are better. I disagree because I think that the OGB brakes are like too powerful. So I think these are the sweet spot because I'm not running a lot of power too. I just have a controller. But so what you're gonna do? Get a bleed cup with the bleed port and screw it into your master cylinder. And then personally, what I like to do is take off the caliper off of the actual like brake mount and put it on the seat, so it's like easier. So I'm gonna do that right now. Next, you're gonna pull out your pads. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I put in this bleed block thing that goes in for your pads. It's just to keep the pistons, you know, out and stuff. I got this in a kit, a brake bleed kit for TRP off of like Amazon, and then I have like a whole gallon of like mineral oil that I bought separately because they gave like a small bottle. But this is what it's gonna look like with the bleed block in, and we're gonna get our syringe and fill it up with mineral oil, and I'll show you guys how to do it. So this is the mineral oil we're gonna be using. It's a Shimano. It doesn't really matter what brand, it just has to be hydraulic mineral oil. Just make sure it says mineral oil, not like .4 or anything else. Just has to be hydraulic mineral oil, or else your brakes will get messed up. Okay, so we got our mineral oil, we got our syringe, we're just gonna be sticking. We got the tube too, so we're just gonna be sticking that in and sucking some mineral oil into our syringe. That should be enough right there. And you're gonna wanna tilt the syringe upside down. This is very important to get all the air bubbles out. You don't want any air bubbles in your syringe at all. So we're just gonna, oh, this is not working, hold on. So we're just gonna put the, this might take a couple of tries, but there's only one air bubble, little tiny one. Okay, it should be fine. Okay, I completely forgot to film this, but there's supposed to be like a bleed port block screw here, and that's where your bleed port's gonna be right there. And I just put in like the connector to put on the hose. So basically, what we're gonna be doing, this is gonna be hard to film. Just let me figure this out real quick. So basically, you're gonna put your hose onto here with the mineral oil in. I got a little air bubble, it's fine. I can just pump that out real quick. So you're gonna take out your bleed port from the cup, and basically you're just gonna be wanting to push all this fluid through the syringe. It's gonna go through your brake line and all the way up to the cup, and you should be seeing air bubbles. So I'm gonna push the fluid through real quick. I'm gonna have to cut the video real quick, but be pushing the fluid through, and I'll show you guys after. Okay guys, so I just finished pushing all the air through, and this is what came out. Kind of some dirty air, some air bubbles. Right after you push all the fluid through from your syringe all the way to your cup, make sure you put the bleed block, like the bleed cup thing, back in the hole so no air can go back into your system. God damn it, hold on. So my fluid seems pretty clean right now. I don't, if your fluid comes out super black and nasty and stuff with a lot of air bubbles, you might want to put the bleed port back in, take your cup out, dump out the old fluid, and repeat the process until your fluid looks nice and clean like this. So this is kind of really it. You never really want to, you always want to plug this hole first before taking your cup out, because I'll show you guys what to do after. So I'm going to put the port back into this, and I'll show you guys what to do after. Okay, so I just put the port screw back in, as you can see right there. So you can just let it out for hanging. It doesn't matter, there's no fluid going anymore. So what you want to do is take out the bleed port screw, bleed block. Just make sure you tap it in there. You want to get an oil around. I got some oil on my seat cover. Just want to pump the lever. You should see some more air bubbles coming out. Look at that, that's a pretty good bleed. Just gonna be just keep pumping the lever. I might do one more I actually might do one more cycle real quick So as you can see, I just dumped out my old fluid, and you want to keep your bleed port back in. And I'm gonna fill up the syringe with some more fluid and push some more fluid through. Maybe the lever will get a little bit better. Okay guys, so I did 2 more full cycles and I didn't enter the cup, and look how clean that is. So, and look at this lever. Look how firm that is and perfect. So basically what you want to be doing, I kind of already did some, but you're doing this lever flick. My caliper is closed. So I put the bleed port back in, and the pad spacer is in too. And you're going to be flicking the lever. Stopper is out too. Be flicking the lever, getting all those extra air bubbles out, any air bubbles that are in. I've been doing this for like maybe 20 seconds before I started recording, and quite a lot came out. So you tap the line a little bit. I heard that works sometimes. Tap the master cylinder a little bit. Shake it a little bit. But hey, this is dialed. So that's how you bleed your TRP-DHR-EVO. The rear is good. I got a good bleed on the rear. Now I got a good bleed on the front. So now I gotta do my good stoppies. Now I can trust my brakes now. So yeah, if you enjoyed watching this video, you know, drop a like, subscribe, and yeah, I got a GoPro too. So I'll be recording some stuff on my helmet. She was a mess in the garage. It's a really big mess, but I'm gonna be cleaning it. But yes sir, I'll show you guys how to close up the system. It's really just, you put your bleed stopper back in and take out the cup, dump out the old fluid, and put the bleed port back in. Not the bleed port, like the screw that goes over here. But yeah, I'll show you guys when everything's closed up. So I just closed up everything, and this is pretty important. You want some like little spillage. You want some fluid to spill out when you put the screw back in and close it up pretty tight, because that means that your reservoir is full with brake fluid and not air. So that's a good sign. Look at that bleed we got. It's amazing. But yeah, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and yeah, later.